because they're like the antagonists of this film. I Why, hello there, YouTube, and welcome back to Zombie Weekend. So we are on day 8 now, and it's the final part of part 2. And in this one, I am reviewing Day of the Dead. So this, again, is written and directed by George A. Romero, starring Laurie Carbill, Terry Alexander, Joe Pilato, and Richard Liberty. So this is set in a post-apocalyptic zombie world, which I believe, which is the third part of George A. Romero's Dead series, where it's after Night of the Living and Dawn of the Dead. And in this, we follow a research team with some soldiers trying to find a way to cure this whole zombie infestation, or to try and get control over the dead. And of course, these soldiers get impatient with these researchers. Not only that, but they actually do make some progress with a zombie called Bub, who starts to think, who starts to listen to music, who starts to fire a gun, and starts to briefly remember who he was, even salute as well. And at some point gets treated like a dog by a scientist named Logan, who rewards him with brains and what have you when he's done something good. And of course we also have our main protagonist Sarah with some other characters as well. In this, surviving in underground as well, in mines, to keep safe from the dead. So what do I like about this one? Well, I kind of like the whole concept of the humans, the living, the real monsters here. Because the soldiers in this, despite their bantering and their showing off and their impatience, they were very unlikable characters, the soldiers. I even thought that the lead general soldier, he was an asshole. All the soldiers were, and when they died in this, I didn't feel anything like their deaths were kind of satisfying because they got what were coming to them. So yeah, I didn't like them, but I liked how they got disposed of. And I guess you're not meant to like them because they're like the antagonists of this film. I liked our lead humans in this, like Sarah, the character of her, and the Jamaican guy, and the other one, and those three actually make it out of the underground research place alive, and actually find an island where they take refuge at the end. And I liked the ending of that. I mean, the world's still falling apart, but they find a sanctuary, a haven at the end. I like the character of Bub, who's the zombie guy in it. He was a very interesting character, and again, like I say, this is George A. Romero's zombies, and he made them what they are today. And with this whole concept of zombies being like sort of fresh around that time, I mean, by then it had been nearly 20 years since Night of the Living Dead, but I believe, only to my knowing, there are probably more out there, a third zombie movie to have this trope. So with these zombies being George A. Romero's creation, of course George could do what he wanted with them, think of them how he wanted to do them. And yeah, I like that. I liked, because kind of looking back to Warm Bodies, it's like, yeah, what if eventually their whole bodies, not just their brains, reanimate and they become human again? So yeah, the character of Bub, I liked him, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Bub at the end, but Bub, I liked his character. And I like that he actually started to fire a gun because he got that smart at the end and was learning. And the guy who played it, I can't remember the actor's name. Is it written down here that I've wrote down? Still, the guy who played him, spot on performance from him. But what didn't I like? Well, I like the opening scene. Again, makeup and effects were done by Tom Savini. And we even got a little alligator in there with the zombies at the beginning of the film. And yeah, they did something different where they're like underground, keeping safe from the dead. But I kind of found the middle act of this film boring. I've got to be honest, I found the middle act a bit boring. In my honest opinion, it just felt like it dragged. We weren't seeing enough zombie action. But in the final act, that definitely picked up and it definitely made up for with it. We got some good zombie action in there, some good practical effects. Again, like in Dawn of the Dead, we see the general guy get ripped to shreds by the zombies in practical gore and stuff, and I just love that. And yeah, we got a whole zombie feeding frenzy at the end. So yeah, I would say it's not the worst zombie film. I'd definitely say it's the weakest in the Romero series, Dead series. I didn't get as much enjoyment out of this as I did with Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, but still, it's a good one, and I enjoyed it, and I think this was the last one for 20 years, because after this, the next installment we got canon with these films was Land of the Dead in 2005. So, Day of the Dead, what am I going to rate this one? You know what? I like to think they tried with the best they could. They probably couldn't. Well, I imagine they could afford a lot of extras given the opening scene and that, and the zombies in the mines. I'll give Day of the Dead. I'll give it 3.5 brains out of 5. 3.5 brains out of 5 for Day of the Dead. So that's it. That's it for this part of Zombie Weekend. So, we shall be back next bank holiday, which will be actually no, because of the Queen's Jubilee, they moved the bank holiday weekend to the start of June or something. We'll be here. Zombie Weekend will continue on the last weekend of this month, so that's when part 3 will be up. So yeah, you can watch all of Zombie Weekend so far on my channel. So yeah, if you like this video, be sure to get a big thumbs up. Have you seen Day of the Dead? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like it, I've always told you if you like it. Yeah, be sure to share, subscribe if you wish. End of the day, that choice is down to you. And hit that notification bell. I've been Random Ross. This has been Zombie Weekend Day 8, and this is it for part 2. So until next time, don't have nightmares.